My name is Monica. I am 32 years old and I have lived in Austin, Texas my whole life. I work as a graphic designer and I have always been proud of the life I carved out for myself. I have a good career, a cozy home, and the kind of laugh that makes friends call me when they are feeling down. People say I am patient, kind, maybe even a little too trusting. For me, love was always something important. When I married David, I thought I had found the one I would grow old with. He had warm eyes, a deep voice that could calm storms, and a way of making me feel like I was the most important person in the world. For 7 years, I believed we had something special. I made breakfast every morning. He packed my lunch when I had a busy day ahead. We shared inside jokes, late-night movies, and dreams of having kids someday. I trusted him completely. To be honest, I never thought to look over his shoulder or second-guess his late nights at work. That was until one Tuesday evening when he left his phone on the kitchen table, playing music. A message popped up while I was wiping the counters. It was from someone named Tara. It read, "Last night was amazing. I miss your arms already." I stared at it, my heart stopped. My vision went tunnel. At first, I told myself it had to be a mistake. Maybe it was a friend joking, maybe autocorrect. But deep down, I knew. That sinking feeling told me everything I needed to know. I waited a day, trying to gather proof, trying to give him a chance to explain. But then it happened again. Another message, and another, pictures this time. I wanted to scream, wanted to throw his things out the window, but I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I smiled like nothing was wrong. I made his coffee the next morning with extra sugar just the way he liked it. That was the start of my plan. If he thought I was blind, he would keep slipping. And he did. He got sloppy. Tara, who turned out to be a coworker, a newly divorced 24-year-old, started calling him during dinner. He would excuse himself and whisper into his phone in the hallway. I would pretend not to hear. At night, he rolled over and turned his back to me. I would stare at the ceiling, fists clenched beneath the covers, eyes burning but dry. My husband, the man I loved, had turned into a stranger. But I was not going to cry. No, I was going to do something better. I began gathering everything. Every message, every late-night trip, every photo I could find online. Tara was reckless with her social media. I gathered a whole file of evidence quietly, but I didn't want to just leave. I wanted him to feel what betrayal felt like. I wanted him to taste the guilt every day afterward, so I planned carefully. I waited until our anniversary. I made him think I wanted to celebrate. I booked us a table at his favorite steakhouse. I wore his favorite red dress. When he picked me up holding a small box with a necklace, I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because of what was coming. We toasted over dinner. He smiled like he was proud of himself, like he could lie and cheat and still be my charming husband. After dessert, I looked straight into his eyes and said, "There's something I want to show you." I slid a small folder across the table. Inside were printouts of every message, every photo, every lie. He opened it, eyes scanning, freezing. His smile dropped slowly like a curtain falling after a show. He looked up, panic setting in. "Monica, let me explain," he stammered. I stood up quietly. "Happy anniversary, David. You're going to need a lawyer." That night, I filed for divorce, but I wasn't done. The house was in my name. He moved in after we got married, so I had the locks changed. I also sent a copy of the folder to the Human Resources Department at his job. It turned out he and Tara weren't exactly being careful at the office either. There's a clause in that company's contract about relationships between employees. By the end of the week, both had been let go. It was poetic, but still, it didn't end there. Remember that necklace he gave me for our anniversary? I pawned it. Used the money to go on a trip to Mexico with my best friend. I posted a photo of us on the beach, margaritas in hand, captioned, "Freedom looks good on me." He saw it. He tried texting me a few times, saying he made a mistake, he missed me. But I had already blocked his number, and the only thing I missed was who I thought he was. A few months later, I got a letter in the mail. He was living with his parents, jobless. Tara had moved on to someone else. Good riddance. Today, I am happier than I've ever been. I redecorated the house, started fresh, even adopted a dog named Lucky. I still make coffee in the morning, but now it's just for me. And it tastes sweeter without the lies. People say revenge does not fix a broken heart. Maybe not, but it sure helps you move on with your head held high. And when people ask me if I believe in second chances, I say yes, just not for cheaters.